Holland-on-Sea.
People. And what is the significance of Holland-on-Sea?
The significance of Holland-on-Sea is when I was a little girl, probably about 6 or 7, we used to come here from Wantage, long drive to the coast to stay with my father's parents, so my grandparents, and they lived in a bungalow just down that way, not too far, walking distance down that way, and their neighbours from the back of their garden was my father's mother's sister, and she lived with her sister-in-law, because this generation of people lost a lot of husbands and brothers during the First World War, and so sister-in-law stayed with my great aunt. And then round the corner from where they lived, so my grandparents lived in Nottingham Road, and then round the corner a bit was some cousins. So what had happened was they'd built this new development here in Holland-on-Sea, and they'd encouraged all these people from White Hart Lane, Tottenham, in the East End of London, to move out this way for their retirement. So they all came out in family groups, bought little bungalows out here, and it must have seemed really, really remote. Yeah.
And a little chilly.
Yeah, I always remember this place as chilly. I'm sure the sun came out at some stage, but I remember holidays here as just being cold.
And it's Clacton up there. Is that
That's
Clacton?
Clacton. So that's the pier at Clacton.
Oh, right.
So we'll go there later.
Okay.
And then the other way up the coast is Frinton-on-Sea, which is supposed to be quite scenic nowadays, with beach huts and things, which will be glorious in this lovely sunshine. And then a little further north from there is Walton-on-the-Naze. All places which ring memory bells for me, but not very strong bells, because I wasn't very old at the time.
Of course, as you can see, as my cameras get smaller, Helen's get bigger. So I'm going to have to compete. I'm going to have to buy a really big, fat-ass camera.
And, as I was trying to focus on the bird, the boat just try and move somewhere else.
Yeah, they do that.
Apparently.
There's all the fun of the fair in Clacton. As you can see, but perhaps not at this time of the year. What do you know about Clacton?
I don't know anything about Clacton actually, Lawrence.
No, it's another one of those mysteries. We're going to have to find out all about Clacton. All I know is about these piers is that they were all put up there for the coastal passenger services and so on. Hence the reason why you had these entertainment zones build up around them, because what do you do whilst you're waiting for them to load the boat before you can go on to your next destination? Well, you go and spend a bit of money. Oh, there, right, Clacton Pier, number 1 North Sea. Well, that must mean something. That must mean there's a number 2. Now, what does it say on this wall over here? This looks interesting. It says, the Tories don't know what they are doing. Now, of course, if you wrote something like that in Hong Kong nowadays, like the government doesn't know what it was doing, you can get 5 years in jail. Oh, we found a piece of history here. You can see the beginnings of Clacton. Right. I think, roughly speaking, now this is a very quick summary of the history here. This was or farmland around this area. And in 1865, the land came up for auction. This was, what was it known as? It was known as Clacton Beach, and it was seen as ideal building land, largely because, well, quite frankly, they probably weren't growing much here that was of any use. So engineer Peter Brough, he was a railway engineer, and he saw opportunity here for turning this area into, what does it say, a genteel seaside resort for the upper middle classes. There you have it. So upon purchasing the land, he then went off and lobbied the Parliament to allow him to put in a railway, and this was the Great Clacton Railway Act of 1866, which allowed him to stick in a railway from, let's see what it says here, the Thorpe and Great blah 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 blah, and he was sticking it in there from, oh, where was it? Thorpe-le-Soken. Yeah, I've never heard of that place either. Well, we'll probably go and find that one day. Anyway, they did that, and they charged. Oh, right. Well, landing goods for landing goods at the pier. They put in a pier for to take goods to the railway and all that. And you got charged for landing a corpse, and it was £1 for a corpse, 2 and 6 for a turtle, but only a penny for a musical instrument. There you have it. Well, you know, can't be that many corpses, but perhaps they were. And at that point, the Woolwich Steam Packet Company was looking for a stopover place with the Thames Ipswich route, and they looked at that pier and they thought this would be a good place, and that's seen as the time that that Clacton really began. That was when the town was founded. So there you have it. It was when the SS Queen of the Orwell landed. Queen of the Orwell, eh? Oh well. Anyway, the SS Queen of the Orwell, when they landed here, this is generally seen as the date that Clacton was founded. I assume all the passengers required to stop over in the hotels and a little bit of entertainment, and there you have it. So that's when they started to build the town after that. Hope that makes some sort of sense.
Yeah.
See, these are other people's winnings that I've grabbed. Now, where was mine from?
I can remember me and my sister at the amusement arcades in Bridlington, and when we ran out of money, we would go around all the machines and see if people had left behind their winnings, and we could keep there all day, picking up the odd penny here and the odd penny there, and it would give us another couple of hours in the amusements. And I didn't realise that. Wow, we still can do that. You're going to win again. Oh!
You win!
The clock has stopped. It's due for release in spring. Is it 2022 now, isn't it? I guess they haven't released the date yet. We're a long way from Malaysia now.